I guess let's just continue. Like, who put those locks there anyway? I assume Iris, but why? Why? Right. Is this what Godot was talking about? Yeah, the trick locks. Now then, Iris, please remove these at once. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm afraid I can't. It's not possible for me. What? During the earthquake, when the cavern was in danger of caving in, Iris escaped. And I know there was only one lock when I last came here. So you're saying that you can undo the new locks? Yes. If only I was stronger. Edgeworth, how are you feeling? You look a little pale in the face. Like you're the one that's talking with your face all green. Miles Edgeworth, go get some air. I'll watch over the suspect. You go and get a grip on yourself. Don't be ridiculous. I'm perfectly... There's no telling what sort of mistakes you could make in your current state. Go and get some rest. That's your only concern now, Miles Edgeworth. Understood, ma'am. I'll handle the investigation in the garden. You take care of things here. Edgeworth. He's got so much pride that he's probably off crying in the corner of the garden. Pride is simply another trap that hinders us in our lives. That said, one must have pride to be effective on the job. At any rate, it seems that this is where we part ways, Phoenix Wright. I'm gonna stay here and see if I can help solve these bothersome puzzles. If this was a Professor Layton puzzle game, we would be doing actual puzzles. I see. Well, thanks for your help. Now then, do you mind if I ask you a few things, Iris? No, not at all. Okay, let's talk. Why did you make a run for it, Iris? I'm sorry. I heard the inner temple had been severely shaken by the strong earthquake we had. I was so worried, I just had to come and see. In other words, you didn't run away to escape the law. At least we're clear on that. I can't tell you how relieved I was when I saw the sacred cavern was alright, but... But what? Then I saw these chains here. I saw all these extra locks that someone had put in the sacred cavern's door and... Who in the world would do something like this? These trick locks are a sacred treasure of the Kurain tradition. There are hundreds of ways to set them. That's why only the person who set the lock can open it. And you aren't the one who set these locks. I don't think it's that simple, Franziska von Karma. When we were here the first time, there was only one lock. But now, somehow, there's 5 of them. What does that mean? It means that someone wanted to secure the place even more. And they wanted to secure it before you got here, Iris. Presumably because they wanted to make sure Maya couldn't get out. This means that Iris can only open one of these locks, the first one. Yes, that's correct. What? Iris, try to think, please. Is there any way around this? Well, like I said, there are 100 of different ways to set these locks. I suppose if I went through every combination of each one, I could remove them. But... it will take time, won't it? Yes, about a day if I had to guess. A whole day? Well, that's better than leaving the locks in place. Will you do this for us? Sure, I'll do whatever I can. Well, I've gotta wait another day. Hang in there, Maya. You're gonna have to call on your inner strength now. You know what, Iris? There's still one thing I don't quite get. And what might that be, Phoenix Wright? I think it's obvious. Iris, on the night of the murder, where were you? Please, Iris, don't give me that look. You told us that you were in the room at Hazakura Temple at the time of the incident. But you were seen that same evening at the inner temple. And then, you were spotted at the scene of the crime in Hazakura Temple too! Being spotted at both Hazakura Temple and the inner temple, it's as if you were... Well, Iris, I think it's about time you told us the truth. Nope. More psych locks. Mental ones this time, not physical ones. I knew it. There's something going on here that we don't know about. Meow! Okay. Sorry, Mr. Wright. Can you look at my badge? No? Okay. How about this? No? How about looking at this profile? Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's just like you can't show us anything. How about yourself? No? Alright. Okay, never mind. I guess I have to go somewhere else maybe? I don't know. This door. When I was here earlier, there was only one lock, but now there's 5 of them. Those chains. It's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. I've never seen locks quite like these before. I have. I've seen locks and chains like these before, and they just look like the ones that guard a person's secret during a cyclops. Dark secrets in the dark cavern. Okay, that's the same dialogue. Why would they come Gary? Okay, that's the same dialogue. Same dialogue. I thought it would be different considering that Iris is here, but I guess not. I don't know. Well, I don't think we can break the Cyclops now. So for now, I guess we go explore somewhere else, maybe? I don't know. I'm finally getting at the bottom of this case. I can count on Iris to break those locks, so I should try to gather more clues. From Sister Bikini, Edgeworth, Gumshoe, and Pearls. Yeah, where is Pearls? Pearls! Maybe it says the Bridge of Dawn. I don't know. Anyway. I'm driving nuts. Gotta find some clues. Edgeworth is probably still in there, crying softly to himself. Can you imagine that? Edgeworth crying in the corner? I don't know. I don't think he does that. I guess we better hug it out. Oh boy, Phoenix X Edgeworth shipping so hard right now. Hello, Edgeworth. Let's hug it out. Come on, old buddy. Let's cry together. No? Okay. The cops are still combing the place. I look pretty nervous. I would be nervous too. It's gotta be a tough job. Especially with someone giving you the evil eye the whole time. How could I have done that? Wow, I can't believe it's still bothering him. Edgeworth? Duh. Hey! Don't you dare run away. What do you want, Wright? What do I want? If you came here to laugh at me, then get on with it. Okay, go on, laugh away. Haha, Edgeworth. No. I was ready to hug it out with him, but he's just the same prideful Edgeworth. I guess Phoenix really did just want to hug him. Well, you went back to the Criminal Affairs Department, right? You said you wanted to look into something concerning Iris. Yes. And thanks to what I found, I was reminded of something terrible. Okay, what did you find out? You guys are putting a lot of effort into the investigation of the garden here, huh? There's a high chance this is the actual scene of the crime, that's why. You mean because of the writing in blood and the talisman in the snow? Exactly. As you know, those things could have been planted here after the murder. But surely you don't suspect Maya, do you? We have to treat everyone as a suspect. Maya as well as Iris. It's our job, right? I guess you do. So, I guess you still haven't gone over your fear of earthquakes? No, though thankfully my nightmares have stopped. But still, if the ground gives me even the slightest tremor, I find myself short of breath. Well, 17 years ago, when we were little school kids at the same elementary school, Edgeworth found himself in the middle of a murder. It all started with that big quake that hit the courthouse. And we know all this, I guess flashback, just to remind the players. Hey, by the way, this is Edgeworth's backstory, haha. I was stuck in the elevator with my father, who was a defense attorney. We were deprived of oxygen and we passed out. That's when it happened. But bang, a single gunshot shattered my whole life. I lost everything that day, all because of that earthquake. My dreams, my family, and myself. Well, it's been more than 17 years now, and that case was finally resolved 2 years ago, right? You think I don't know that? I was there, but it was such a shock. I'd never imagined I could be so wrong about myself and my life. I'm sorry, Wright. There's nothing else I can say. Not after you chose to become a lawyer out for my sake, and not after you saved me. Edgeworth, you're stronger than you think, so no more of this self-pity, okay? There was something that bothered me about her from the moment we met. I felt like I'd seen her somewhere before. No, wait. Not somewhere. I felt like I'd seen her in court before. So you went back to Criminal Affairs Department to look for her file? Yes, I checked over every case file I've ever worked on. And it was right. I had seen her face before, 6 years ago. 6 years ago, it was my first appearance in court. And as cases go, it was my worst nightmare. So, who is she? I'm sorry, Wright. I can't give that information away to a member of the general public. What? Why not? It might be a crucial piece of the puzzle that solved this case. This woman I knew was the daughter of a jewelry store owner. Yeah, we know this. She had nothing to do with Iris and the Hazakura Temple. And neither did the case. No, that woman is completely unrelated to this murder. Unrelated? Yes, I can say that with complete confidence. You're wrong, Edgeworth. She's totally related to this case. I know this. I'm pretending to be stupid, but actually I looked into that same exact case while I was in the hospital. I need to fill Edgeworth in. I need to explain the connection between Iris and the woman Edgeworth knew. How do I do that? I don't know. Apparently, Iris was taken in by sisters here in the temple when she was a child. However, we still don't know much about her past, so we're looking into it. That reminds me, Edgeworth went back to the criminal defense and looked up some stuff on her. I should ask him what he's found. Well, I mean, we already did. How do I connect her to... I don't know. I guess maybe we don't have the information right now. I'm not sure. If you want to know how to run the perfect trial, there's a lot of study and learn. Oh, is that what you're studying about right now? I've sat on the prosecutor's bench for trials in 5 different countries now. Huh. The first thing you must do is gain complete mastery of the language. It's quite a task. I never get anywhere then. It's taken me a lifetime to sort of master one language. Same. I really feel like learning another completely different language, that's really hard. It's been more than a year since when I last saw Francisca myself. But it seems that she's been dying to see you again. She really said that. I believe she wants to eat you for breakfast, or to put it another way, whip you silly. Literally and metaphorically. Oh. Go on, let her have her way. It will make for a great it will make for a great anecdote about my trip. Forget it, Edgeworth. No. Apparently, he had become something of an apprentice to Elise Duxnim. Yes, something like that. He did this portrait for me earlier. Now that's great. Let's just leave it at that about Larry, alright? Looks like someone's still mad at the Butts for his performance in court today. Okay, I already saw this. Another victim we know nothing about, same as always. Hope you'll tell me if you know something about our mystery woman, right? I know that at least Duxton was no ordinary visitor to the temple, but her true identity could be a useful weapon for the defense. And I can't give that away just like that. Well, we're keeping something from Medrov, I guess. It's crossed my mind once or twice that her testimony might be a bunch of lies. And there certainly are a lot of problems with it. The thing is, as far as I can tell, she has no reason to deceive us. I believe she did meet the defendant at the inner temple, and witnessed the murder too. The one in the Hazakura Temple courtyard in any case. I was just with Detective Gumshoe. I treated him to some pasta. Oh, how nice. Well, you owe me that much. After all, it's your fault his salary's so low. How's it my fault? And look, if you're gonna buy the guy lunch, at least get him something decent, okay? Gumshoe practically lives on pasta and noodles already. Well, I did order some extra Parmesan cheese on top. He was crying tears of joy as he dug into it. It was quite moving. All you have to do is give the poor guy a raise. And I imagine, again, in the original translation, they probably ate ramen instead of pasta, you know. He's something of a legend, I hear. Now don't say like you don't know anything about him. Tell me what you know. It's a bit strange, actually. If he really was anything special, I should have heard about him by now. I'm always well informed about the rookies coming into the prosecutor's office, you know. Then you mean he isn't anything special? You should already know the answer to that. Although, there is one other possibility. What's that? He could have come into the profession from a different channel. What different channel? There's more than one way to become a prosecutor, right? Perhaps he started off as a defense attorney, but decided it wasn't for him. A defense attorney? I didn't even know you could switch sides like that. You know, maybe Phoenix Wright maybe he could switch careers. He'd probably have a bigger salary if that's the case. You know, Phoenix Wright, ace prosecutor. Haha, no, maybe not. It seems Pearl was trapped on this side of the river on the night of the murder. Did she tell you anything? Listen, Wright. She's just a kid. I can't force things out of her. You'll have to be the one to find out what she knows. One of the biggest names in the world of law, as I'm sure you'll agree. For better or for worse, we were only destined to meet once in the courtroom. I know. Read all about it. It was the first time for the both of us, two novices head to head. I can still remember how downhearted I felt after that trial ended the way it did. I wonder if Mia felt the same way too. I don't know my Faye very well, but it seems to me that the girl is always landing herself in trouble. Well, it seems to me that you know her better than you think. I do sincerely hope she's going to be alright. Nope, she's dead. Oh no. Or maybe not, I don't know. Either way, we have to, find out. It's weird that there's no one around all of a sudden. It sure gets quiet up here in the mountains when you're all on your own. Speaking of alone, I guess I should go check out the shack just down the path. Maybe I'll find Larry there sulking again. Alright. Larry! Oh, Mr. Nick! Oh, Pearl? Pearls, what are you doing here? Nothing. What about Mystic Maya? Is she alright? Well, we don't know yet. Oh, I see. Hey, what do you think you're doing here, Nick? Larry. This is the loser shack, where losers get together to lose themselves. This is the what? Hey, we've uncovered each other's failures, okay? You got a problem with that? Look, Mr. Nick, Mr. Louise did a picture of me. That's, great, Pearls. We're gonna gather firewood now. We'll be cooking some half-rotten potatoes on a miserable little campfire. Well, stay out of our way. I don't believe this. Why can't you try getting fired up over becoming a better man? No one believes a word I say anymore. Listen to me, Pearl. You don't want to trust this kind of guy, okay? He'll only let you down. Oh, Mystic Maya. Don't hang out with Larry, Pearl. He's a bad influence. Larry, is there something you want to tell me about this picture? I got nothing to say to you, Nick. My life's here now with Pearl, two losers cooking potatoes together forevermore. What am I going to do with him? Alright then. What do you think about this picture, Pearls? I think it's really well drawn. I can't draw it at all, so I really think it's amazing. See? Someone appreciates it. It's tough getting your flames to look like that, you know? It's supposed to be Sister Iris flying through the air, isn't it? I love it. It's like a dream, a wonderful fantasy. No, it wasn't a dream. She really flew. I'm telling you, Iris really flew that night. But, Mr. Maurice... Oh. Not you too. Please don't look at me like that, Pearl. Don't look at me like I'm some kind of nutcase, I beg of you. I guess this picture really is a representation of what Larry thinks he saw. Okay, so I was half asleep when I was here that night. And I was wide awake after the lightning struck. And I saw what I saw. It was exactly like I drew in the picture. It looks like I don't have any choice but to take the sketch at face value. Interesting. He was looking at it, like, when he woke up and stuff, right? Anyway, it was the look of dawn on your face. Pearls? Yes, Mr. Nick? I've been meaning to ask you about the night of the murder. Where were you, and what exactly were you doing when it all happened? I was just, well, I'm just a kid, you know. I'm sure it doesn't really matter what I was doing, does it, Nick? Mr. Nick? Sorry, Pearls, but yes, it does. On the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Miss Duxnim's room reading a book together. But Miss Duxnim was murdered and you, Pearls, were at the Inner Temple. Just what exactly happened that night, Pearls? I'm really sorry, Mr. Nick. You know, every time there's a Cyclock, you see that graffiti of, wow, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of weird, like all over her. Or rather, well, what I'm trying to say is like usually it's like one of the locks that are in the middle, but this time it's like over her. Anyway, what did I want to say? Oh yeah, whenever there's a Cyclock thing and then the colors get inverted, if you saw that graffiti of Iris, it looks pretty creepy. Anyway, that's just what I want to say. I've been a bad girl. That's why I'm being punished. What are you talking about, Pearls? My spiritual power. It has disappeared. What? Her powers have disappeared? What do you mean your power has disappeared, Pearls? It's all over for me. A spirit medium who can't channel spirits is like a painter who can't paint. Hey, what are you looking at me for? Pearls, did you try to channel someone's spirit right here at the Hazakura Temple? Try but fail, perhaps. Wah. Way to go, Nick. You made her cry. That was really cool of you. Just as I thought. I'm gonna have to break her Cyclops to get the truth out of her. But, well, again, we don't really have a lot of evidence, so we don't know what exactly happened. Okay, so I think that's just... we're not gonna see anything new by examining. Okay, so she's not gonna say anything, probably. I guess, yeah, sometimes, especially when they have Cyclops, when you present stuff, they're not gonna say anything anymore until you break their Cyclops or something, I don't know. Well, for now, I guess, maybe we go back to, the main gate here, and... to the temple... talk to Bikini, yeah. I wonder if Sister Bikini is back at the main hall yet. I haven't seen Gumshoe around for a while either. Maybe they're having a cup of tea together somewhere. I bet Gumshoe is Sister Bikini's type. Well, what's the damage? How's the Sacred Cavern? Well, it looks like it survived, but we have a bigger problem now. I told Sister Bikini all about it. About the 5 locks that were stopping us from getting inside the Sacred Cavern. But who? Who could have done that? The only people who know how to set those trick locks are those of the Kurain tradition. Well, we have Iris at the Sacred Cavern, trying her best to open them for us right now. Actually, there's something I've been meaning to talk with you about, Sister Bikini. Oh, yes. We were in the middle of a chat, weren't we? Yes, you were telling me how the Master of Kurain disappeared 17 years ago. I want to know why Misty Face suddenly appeared at this temple. It was about a week ago when Mystic Missy arrived. After she showed me the talisman that proved she was the Master, she said, "Someone is trying to destroy the Kurain tradition's main family line. I'm here to put a stop to them." Someone was trying to destroy the main family line. There's only one heir to the title of Master at any time, and it's usually the eldest. That child becomes the new Master of Kurain, and her daughter is the main family. All other mediums become the branch family members, with no hope of controlling the clan. That's why nothing has changed without the history of the clan. Branch families always have and always will plot to erase those of the main family line. Is the power of the Master worth this much bloodshed? You believe in the technique, don't you, Mr. Wright? You know its power is real. Oh yes, I do. It's been 2 years since I first met Maya. From that time, I've seen her channel the spirits of the dead plenty of times. During the Master Mask case, And during Maggie Bird's trial, too. Particularly when she transformed during her maid uniform so she can seduce the old man, I guess. Well, thanks to Maya, Mia is always on hand to help me out when I need her the most. The Kurain technique has made a huge difference to the world, you know. I mean, the ability to commune with the dead, that's true psychic power, you know. Members of the tradition have always been there behind every important leader. Who wouldn't respect such a tremendous skill? I suppose so, but with all that power and influence, I kind of expected you to be really rich by now. Are you saying we're poor, Mr. Wright? Oh, you're very direct, aren't you? But people don't believe in it anymore, you see. All because of one little mistake. A mistake? What mistake was that? Do you mean the DL6, or...? It was 17 years ago. That's when everything came crashing down. All because of that incident. That incident? Is she talking about what I think she's talking about? I'm sure the record still exists if you're interested. Locked up, of course. It was called the DL6 Incident. That's the name of the file. The DL6 Incident. I knew it. The DL6 Incident. I know it well. I handled a related case just 2 years ago. Ah, that's right. So it was you who was the defense attorney of that case. A murder that took place 17 years ago. It was the first time in the country's history the police ever used a spirit medium. The idea was to channel the victim's spirit to learn the identity of the murderer. And the medium who performed the channeling was Misty Faye, Maya's mother. Through Mystic Misty's channeling, the name of a certain man surfaced. Armed with that as evidence, the investigators were spurred into action. But that man, he was found not guilty, wasn't he? That's right, he was. And the case remained a mystery. In other words, we failed. It was the first case the world has ever seen the Kurain tradition openly involved in. It was all over the media, the public, the judiciary, and the people of Kurain village. Everyone judged her. Everyone said Mystic Misty's powers were a sham. And that she just disappeared, vanished, while everyone still thought of her as a fraud. But I know the truth. Mystic Faye's spirit channeling wasn't a sham at all. Of course it wasn't. And since you managed to reveal the truth, we're finally making a comeback. The Kurain tradition is starting to recover at last. But with a new master wielding the power of the clan. Does she mean Maya? The spiritual power of the Kurain channeling technique is in the blood. Maya's told me the exact same thing before. We humans of the Fae Clan have always been spirit mediums. It's because the power to communicate with the spirits flows strongly through us. According to Maya, only the women in the family can inherit that power. The main family's bloodline stems directly from Mystic Amy. With each new generation, only one daughter becomes the new master. And the ones who don't become branch families, right? That's right. It's always the cause of tragedy. You know, Maya had a sister too. An older sister named Mia. Oh yes, I've heard of her. What? You know about Mia? Of course. She became a lawyer in the hopes of discovering what happened to her mother. And lost her life. As a result. Tragic. Do you know what Mystic Mia is rumored to have said? She said it wasn't only because of her mother that she became a lawyer. She also didn't want to fight with her sister over the leadership of the tradition. Really? Well, she saw what happened to her mother, Mystic Misty, and she grew up. I guess Mystic Mia got tired of seeing all that rivalry between her mom and her aunt. That's right. Misty Faye had an elder sister too. And Misty, having superior powers, managed to usurp the Master's seat from her. Mystic Misty's sister is Mystic Morgan, as you probably know. Yeah, the lady with the crazy hair? Morgan. There's a name I know well. It was a year ago now, at Maya's home, Kurain Village. What she did was terrible. It was all so she could make her own daughter the next master. Pearls, Mom. I suppose if you know about Mystic Morgan's daughter, then you must already realize that Iris... Huh? Iris? What's Iris gotta do with any of this? But Iris is Mystic Morgan's daughter. Wait, what? Nani? But what? Iris is what? Is she kidding me? Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? But I thought Pearl... Or, Did you just say that Iris is Morgan Faye's daughter? Oops, I thought you already knew. It sounded like you met one of the Mystic Morgan's daughter already. I have. I know her very well. Oh? Yes, Pearl Faye. But I always thought she was the only child. Oh, you jest. That child, she's Mystic Morgan's... I had no idea. I guess we're both confused. Mystic Morgan. But she's in prison now, isn't she? Well, yes, ever since she was found to be a co-conspirator in a murder case last year. It was all done to set Pearl up as the next master. But was it Iris? I don't know. But then was Iris at the same village? Or we didn't see her? Did we miss each other or something? I don't know. Then again, wasn't she like here like for a big part of her life? Hazakura Temple or something? I don't know. I see. So I've been wrong all this time. Mystic Morgan had 3 daughters, not 2. 3? Now 3? Wait, what? 3? Yes, Iris, her twin sister, and Mystic Pearl. Wait, twin sister, what? What? Twin sister? This is like so many plot twists. Oh, didn't you know? It all happened 20 years ago. After the clan leadership was taken from her by her sister, Mystic Morgan's life crumbled. It was many years later that Corinne's reputation hit an all-time low. When Mystic Morgan's husband realized his wife would never become the master, he left her and the village, taking their twin daughters with him. Okay. I guess that's how we're gonna explain it. How awful. He was a jeweler, you know. Ah, there you go, jeweler. And yet he remarried, and that's when it happened. Okay. He decided to give one of his doors up, to be looked after by us here at the temple. This is so convoluted, but alright. That was Iris, you see? It's unbelievable. If Iris has a twin sister... Could it be... How did Morgan... Yeah, how did... Like, who's Pearl's father? I assume it's not the guy that gave... Like, not the jeweler, right? I guess. I mean, I don't know. I guess she remarried as well to give birth to Pearl. I guess that's how it works. Could you tell me one more thing, Sister Bikini? What was the name of Iris' sister? I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I just can't remember. All I can recall is that her father was a jeweler. Well, that's a clue, I guess. The jeweler. Well, thank you very much. You've helped clear up a lot of details. Pearl's had 2 older sisters, huh? Yes, that's right. No doubt it was all because of Mystic Morgan's anger towards the main family. Anger? What do you mean? Her twin daughters were taken from her by her jeweler husband, but even that couldn't destroy her dream that a child of hers would one day lead the clan. That's why she had pearls? It seems that the incident here was a result of Mystic Morgan's anger. It was able to break free of the bars that confine her. So Iris has a twin sister. The plot thickens. Yes, it does. But this information will be useless unless I can flesh it out a little bit more. I need to ask more questions and get some more info. Can I ask you in particular? Iris has a twin sister. That's all I really know about her. That and the fact that she was taken away from her mother by her jeweler father. I don't have any idea what she is or what she's doing right now. Yeah. Maybe not. When I think about it, I do kind of feel sorry for Mystic Morgan. It wasn't her fault that her sister was a more powerful spirit medium. Mystic Morgan just couldn't compete with her sister. Must have been really tough on her. Even so, that doesn't excuse all the things she did. No, of course not. Please tell me, what's gonna happen to poor Iris? She's gonna be found guilty? Okay. Okay, that's the same. Can you tell me more about Elise? How can I never make up for this? I'll come along to an important person. Pearl. This poor little girl. Okay, I guess it's just old dialogue, I guess. I was hoping for new dialogue, considering she found out... Well, actually, can I show Maya as well? So, this young lady's new master. Oh, that's right, Maya Fey. Oh dear. If I'd known who she was, I would have prepared a feast, not a boring old pot roast and some gravy. Well, once we get her out, you can give her all the feasts you want. Of course. You just make sure you get her out, alright? She's a master, you have to rescue her. Okay, yeah. I guess we do get a little bit of new dialogue there, I think. How about Mia? You know about Mia? No? I guess not. No, not a lot about Mia, I guess. Not enough to tell me new stuff. But alright. I guess we're getting out... We're getting all we can in a... we got all we can out of Miss Bikini. Sounds like someone's happy. What tune is that they're humming? Yeah, it's you. Gumshoe. No motive, no crime, no motive, no crime. Sing it with me. No motive, no crime. I remember when we used to search in the channeling room in Korean. Okay, I don't know what this song is supposed to be. Oof, I love my job. Who cares if the clues I find are no good? That's not what investigating's all about. As investigator invests for the love of investigating. It's a passion. Good cases we have, good cases we've lost along the way. I would never guess that Gumshoe was into reggae? I don't know. Actually, I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar with any kind of genre of music except anime music, so... Every kid's gonna be airtight. Every kid's gonna be airtight. I assume, like... I don't know, Bob Marley, maybe? I guess? That's what it's supposed to be a parody of? I don't know. Hey, pal. Ah, who, me? How long have you been there? I just got here. Oh, okay. So, what are you up to, detective? I'm investigating, pal. I made a promise to Mr. Edgeworth. I promised I would find the real murder weapon. The real murder weapon, eh? That barbed sword thing turned out to be the false lead, right? I'm giving it my best shot here, but I still haven't turned up any clues. I just found these weird scraps of paper. Looks like a letter or something. It doesn't seem to have anything to do with the case, though. A letter? Give me that letter! But first, let's, I guess, just talk for a bit. So how's the investigation going, Detective Gumshoe? I don't know if I should be telling you, pal. But I guess it can't hurt. Looks like the murder took place in the Inner Temple Garden. And they're taking that bloody writing on the lantern pretty seriously back at HQ. What? You mean... I don't have the details, pal. All I know is that if you don't find Maya down in that sacred cavern, we're gonna be faced with one ugly situation. What kind of ugly situation are we looking at here? Got me, I don't know. They're not my words, pal. Then who said it? Mr. Godot. Godot? What do you mean by that? Well, about that letter you found. Don't remind me, pal. I'm busting a gut here trying to find the murder weapon. All I find is some burnt-up old letter. Burnt-up old letter? Why would a letter be burnt? Yeah, it was in that incinerator right outside the Inner Temple. Yeah, we searched that before and we said it was empty, but... The incinerator? I knew it. I knew I wasn't imagining it. There was snow on the incinerator when I first saw it. But after the incident, the snow had melted away, which means someone used the incinerator on the night of the murder. What's up with you, pal? Got it right here if you want to take a look. Can I? Do you mind? Sure, go nuts. I don't want it, pal. You can have it. It's all spirit mediums and masters and stuff. I bet it has got no relation to the case. I think it has great relation to the case. If it concerns spirit mediums, you know? Yeah, right there. It's gotta be important if it mentions spirit mediums and masters. I better give it a good looking over and some serious thought. Make sure you chuck it in the trash when you're done. Littering's a crime, pal. Okay. I'm gonna look at it right now. Okay. Oh, okay. Just be careful. Blah blah blah. What's night falls? Blah blah blah. Something blah 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 should be there. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Leave everything up to her. Channel her spirit. I guess Lights out bell was 10 o'clock, I guess. That's when Iris hit the bell at 10 o'clock. Her name is da-da-da. She's our ally, da-da-da. The whole da-da-da-da-da. Here's a picture of her. Use it when you channel her. I know you can do it. Once this is over, da-da-da-da, burn the, I guess, letter or whatever. And also make sure to not tell anyone about this letter, I guess. Bravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. Bravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition, eh? Okay. Weird. So, what do you know about the real murder weapon so far? Well, it wasn't the Tsuchishito that was found impaled in the victim's body. Mr. Ezra proved that in court today. Yes, that's true. In which case, it must have been another blade. And that's what you're running around like a headless chicken looking for now, eh? Yeah, man, is it tiring work. But let me tell you something, pal. I'm no chicken. We've got the feather forensics in our cap these days. We're using the department's secret weapon on this. A secret weapon? What's this secret weapon? Yeah, what is it? You wanna know? You've gotta think scientifically, okay? Alright. The murder weapon was a sword. Swords are, scientifically speaking, made of metal, right? Any questions so far? No. I know what he's gonna say, but I'll let him look smart. Yeah, I think I know. So what's the perfect tool for the job? Ta-da! Metal detector! Alright. Raise your hand if you didn't see this coming from a mile away. Well, you wanted to give scientific investigation a go? Huh? Me? I've been using this thing for hours now. It gets pretty boring after a while. Why don't you give it a try? I don't know. Can I help detect the gumshoe out or not? Sure, why not? Come on, pal, it's good fun, I'm telling you. Alright then, I guess I'll give it a go. Like I said, this is the department's most advanced gadget, the absolute best. It's so sensitive you could make it cry. It's so high-tech you could skydive off it. Oh bother. Oh bother. So now I'm gonna tell you how to use it. It's possible the real murder weapon is around here somewhere, right? Sure, that's what we're trying to find out. Right, so first let's turn the detector on. That's the sound of the metal detector's signal bouncing off something metallic. Next, move the detector around and give this courtyard a good look, you see, pal. Don't worry, this baby will let you know when you hit something metallic. And when that happens, press the button to give the area a good hard stare. This thing picks up metallic objects that are hidden from sight, too. Take a good look at anything and everything that seems suspicious, okay, pal? Okay. Alright. Similar to when we were, like, looking for bugs, you know, in, what's-his-face name? And what's-his-face, you know? What's-his-face like the jamming ninja, right? Can I look at this ladder? Look, a ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference? Looks like a normal ladder to me, pal. Surely everyone knows the difference. I mean, they're pretty ordinary objects. I've met plenty of guys like you, always picking on the smallest details. The vegetable store guy near my place does it all the time. He even corrects me when I ask for a head of lettuce. That's a cabbage, he says. I'm telling you, they're the exact same thing. No, they're not. They're completely different. You have to plant both of them from the ground before they can grow, don't you? Listen, you gotta take a step back and look at the bigger picture sometimes. Otherwise, you could miss a really important clue. That's advice from a pro, pal. The last person I need advice from is this guy in front of me. Alright. Hey, I got an achievement. I guess you can't see it on OBS, but I got the achievement. Got every conversation about ladders and step ladders. Amazing. You know, ironically, the last conversation is with like Gumshoe and not with Maya. How sad. I mean, what's this? Looks like there's something round buried in the ground here. Don't touch that, pal. Huh? What is it? It's a landmine! It's a trap! People set them out to catch us detectives. They're real nasty. A trap for detectives. You mean like those fierce traps with sharp teeth that are supposed to snag your leg? Yeah, those. Got my finger caught in those ones. Your finger. There was this bit of cheese and it looked so tasty, I reached out and then BAM! I'm not sure I know how to respond to a story as stupidly pitiful as that. Don't be tricked by cheese. That's odd, this lead is made out of plastic. It says bikini number 1 on the side. Maybe there's something under it. Hey, what's this? A badge? Ah, I've been hunting high and low for that. It's yours, detective. That thing's priceless to a guy like me, pal. A cop can't be a cop with his badge. I'm sure I'm glad I put that diamond there now. How'd you manage to draw your badge here of all places? I know, I bet it happened this morning. I was playing around with the sled and... Stop right there. I don't need to hear any more. Okay. This looks like a wallet? Aha! That's where it's been. Is it yours, detective? I'm always dropping it, so I put a bell on it. But you still dropped it anyway. Yeah, but now I found it again, pal. Your wallet is completely empty. Well, I drop it all the time, so I don't put money in it anymore. And how come the metal detector picked it up? That must be because of the bell, I guess. Okay. What's this? A pen? Hey, I've been looking for just all of his lost items. Ah, it's yours. Yeah, my old man gave it to me when I qualified as a detective. He told me it'd be good for sticking in suspects' faces. That makes you detectives sound really nasty. It's my dream to stick it in your face one day, right? Why? Then don't go losing it. Okay. This is Miss Duxham's staff, isn't it? Scientifically speaking, they're usually made of wood. But the detective's reacting to it. Yeah, but however you look at it, the thing's made of wood, right? I don't bother investigating anything unless it looks like it might be metallic. Isn't the whole point of a metal detector to find metal where you can't see it? It's weird that this thing is causing a racket. Here, let me take a good look at it. Hey, hands off! Examining evidence is a job for the... Ah! The top is coming off! Look what you've done! You've damaged a really important piece of evidence! Da! Aha! It was a sword all along! That's a sword! Inside the staff! Is this... could it be... the murder weapon? Wow! You know, I wish... well... I wanted to explore more, actually. I didn't know the staff was the murder weapon. I thought it was just wood. I guess it is suspicious. I never guessed there'd be a sword concealed in the victim's staff. They call this kind of thing a sword cane, pal. This one's a real gem. The workmanship is really something else. Well, thank goodness it wasn't a cane sword, or else the victim would have stabbed her own foot. I officially give up on trying to figure out how Gumshoe's mind works. If the real scene of the crime was in the temple garden, then why was the sword used to kill the victim found in the main hall courtyard? Hey Gumshoe, who knows about the hidden sword? No one. Even the police didn't know about this until I discovered it just now. Well, as they say, there's no team in Gumshoe. Well, it doesn't look like there were any traces of blood on it. Well, then I guess it's in the real murder weapon, huh? No. I'm sure someone just wiped it off after the murder. Oh yeah, of course. This thing's definitely the murder weapon. Great job, pal. It's about the same length for the Shichishito, too. This must be the murder weapon. Okay, I'm gonna go run over the forensics. There's gotta be some traces of blood left, even if most of it has been wiped off. See you later, pal. Every case is gonna be all airtight. Every case is gonna be airtight. Wait up, detective. Oh, what is it, pal? I'm a pretty busy guy right now, you know. You gotta get that staff analyzed, right? Would you mind holding off for just a while? Huh? What are you talking about, pal? Please. Just until we find Maya. Maya? What's this got to do with her? I don't know, but I'm starting to get a really bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Oh, how so? Look, Maya's trapped inside this sacred cavern right now, and, well, we don't even know if she's okay or not. The more evidence and testimony I hear, the more uneasy I feel. You don't think Maya's been... Please, detective, let's just wait until we get inside the sacred cavern. You're looking kind of radiant there. Okay, just stop with that face, pal. One thing, though. The staff's secret trick. Let's keep it between you and me, alright? If it gets out that we knew about it and didn't say anything, we're finished. I understand. This is just a regular run-of-the-mill staff, you got it? Okay, now you know, take good care of it, pal. Well, thank you, detective. Don't worry, she'll be fine. Gumshoe, you know, There's a place at the base of this mountain that has some really good pasta. How about I take you there when you find Maya, huh, pal? Sure, thanks. Eat your pasta, Apollo. I can't help but wonder, though, what's Elise Duxnim doing with a staff like this in the first place? Maybe she was a master swordsman as well, I don't know. I kind of wish I could examine more of the, more of the sea. I don't know, man, I don't know. Probably nothing else. I found most of the joke items, I guess. And the stepladder. I guess we could have, examined the statue as well of the metal detector. Oh, anyway. I guess, let's see, what else do we do? Red letter. You know anything about this letter? No? Guess not. Well, I kinda wanna go to, let's see, where's Edgeworth? I don't wanna go to Edgeworth, I think. Talk to him about, Dahlia Hawthorne? Obviously, I mean, this is obviously Dahlia Hawthorne. Hey Edgeworth, did you know that Iris had a twin sister? What? A twin? You can't be serious. Sister Bikini told me, but the problem is, she didn't know the name of this twin. There's nothing about Iris having a sister in the files I checked. Well, Iris was taken in by the temple when she was really young. Apparently her sister was raised by her father, a jeweler, I think. A jeweler? Right, I just might know who this twin sister of hers is. I had a feeling you said that. Let me guess. Her name is Dahlia Hawthorne, right? Yes, exactly. Please tell me what you know about her, Edgeworth. Please. It was my first court case, 6 years ago. I was a greenhorn, and due to my inexperience, the defendant died. You're talking about Terry Falls, right? You know about that case. I was reading it in my hospital bed. You're not the only one who noticed something about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne. I checked one of Mia's old files from 6 years ago. Yes, Dahlia was a key witness in that case. Dahlia and Terry Falls conspired together to stage a fake kidnapping 11 years ago. They stole a jewel worth $2 million from Dahlia's father, a jeweler. I guess it all, it all comes back together. And 5 years after that, all comes full circle. She murdered her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne, to keep her from talking. Her sister. Well, her stepsister, actually. They weren't blood related. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Valerie was the only daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Okay, daughter of Dahlia's father's second wife. Okay. Oh. And this is when she entered my life. And the woman who tried to kill me, with a sweet smile on her face. So after Terry Falls died, what happened to Dahlia? Did you check that out? Does it really matter? Like I said, Dahlia isn't connected with this case. Why are you so sure about that? It's simple. Dahlia Hawthorne is dead. Oh. What? Danny? Well, her metabolic processes are a matter of interest only to historians, so to speak. Wait, what? What do you mean by that? Yeah, what do you mean by Dahlia Hawthorne is dead, Edgeworth? Right. I must confess that in reading her file, I came to know of the murder case you were involved in during your college years. Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, thanks to a persistence of Mia Fey. Sure. Mia Fey, I will get revenge, haha. Grr. Look at those butterflies. Poor butterflies, burnt up. At the time, Dahlia, it's like she was possessed by a demon or something. It's been almost 5 years since the guilty verdict was handed down, and her sentence was finally carried out. She was executed last month. Oh, okay, she did get the death penalty, I guess. Executed? I'm sure that's a bit of a shock for you, right? And for more reasons than one. But do you understand now? She can't possibly be connected with this case. She's dead. And once someone is dead, there's no way to revive them. There's no way to revive the dead? I wonder. It seems you're not aware of the one other connection yet, Edgeworth. And what is that? It's about Iris and Dahlia Hawthorne's mother. What's their mother got to do with any of this? Well, she's Morgan Fay, a spirit medium from a branch family of the Kurain channeling technique. Did you say Kurain channeling technique? Do you know something about it? Oh yes, I know it's connected with that fraudulent spirit medium. Fraudulent? I was involved in another nightmare 17 years ago. I was caught up in the middle of a murder investigation. The police didn't have any leads. They were stumped, and that's when they called her in. She was a very famous spirit medium and the master with channeling school. But you know what happened? As a result of her efforts, an innocent man was accused of murder. She and her powers, they were all fraudulent. Edgeworth, go to the police records room. It's all in there. All you have to do is check the DL6 incident case file, you'll know. Of course, how could I forget? Edgeworth was the victim in that case. Edgeworth, you'll understand someday. And then, you'll see that the Kurain channeling technique is real. Yeah, okay. Do you know anything about this? No? Okay, I'm not. Oh, do you know anything about this sketch? Get that piece of filth out of my face! You're still mad, huh, Edgeworth? I know a thing or two about Larry Butts, just like you. We both know he likes to act up, but this, even he couldn't make something like this up. If this is what he drew, then this is what he saw. As unbelievable as it may seem. I know, that's what I think too. Every single time I see that guy, he's in it up into his neck. I knew it. Edgeworth's still mad as a hornet at Larry. Okay. Okay. What do you think about yourself? You want to know how to run the perfect trial, and blah 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 blah. Okay. I think I already did that. I guess there's nothing else to show, as far as I know. Hey, you know about this sword, by the way, and the staff? Okay, I guess we're not supposed to tell him that. Here's my badge. Is that your attorney's badge? Interesting. I never imagined I'd ever see you wearing one of these, right? That's because of you that I became one, Edgeworth. Not that I have any regrets. I really don't. If you're trying to say thanks, you can start by saying it a bit louder. That's what that was. I guess for now... where do we go, actually? Anything else to talk to with Edgeworth? I suppose you've noticed that Maya's name is written on this lantern. Well, it's pretty hard to miss, you know. It's written in Miss Duxton's blood. She was probably forced up against the lantern by the killer. Then, with her back against the lantern, she wrote that name with her finger. That's why it's written upside down. You think the victim wrote this herself? Is that the obvious conclusion? Why would she write Maya's name? I don't think that's something I want to discuss with you. Why is this the only area with no snow? Someone must have cleared it away. What other explanation is there? Of course, I played the what-if game as well. But when I asked our trusty bungler Detective Gumshoe, he said it wasn't him. I suppose Edgeworth has a point. Whoever cleared the snow away must have had a reason to do so. I just can't imagine what the reason could be. Little lantern, criminal cup. There's just one thing that's troubling me. Everything else is covered in snow or frozen over, but the ice in this bowl has been broken by someone. Or maybe one of the detectives washed their face in there or something? Don't be ridiculous, Wright. No detective would be that careless at a crime scene. He's really angry. I better not say it was Gumshoe or his salary he's gonna pay. Charm on it. It belongs to the victim, we're sure of that now. It's gonna be in the evidence room once the investigation is over, so hands off, Wright. Oh, you don't need to tell me that. Well, our dear friend Larry just tried to steal it when no one was looking. He probably just wanted something to remember his esteemed teacher by. According to Detective Gumshoe, they were lit on the night of the murder. Well, Maya was training up here, so there's nothing strange about that. Except, apparently, they don't like these torches for training sessions. Huh? I heard that too much light isn't conducive to spiritual training. Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. So that's weird. Can I? Let's see. Well, let's try the Magatama. I don't know. The night of the crime. I think it's time you told me the truth about what you were doing on that night. You said you were in your room at Hazakura Temple the entire time. Do you still claim that to be true? Yes, that's where I was. Iris, I believe you're innocent. That's why I want to believe what you're telling me, too. But I can't. Because this person saw you somewhere else on the night of the murder. They did? Wait, who saw her? Yeah, Bikini, right? I'm talking about Sister Bikini, of course. Sister Bikini. Her testimony in court today was very clear. And I was helping a acolyte, but as you can see, my back likes to act up. So I left Iris to help with the acolyte. Yes. Sister Bikini didn't just see you, she spoke with you. You two talked about Maya's training that night. So you see, Iris, you were there in the temple on the night of the murder. That's very impressive, Mr. Wright. The acolyte's actual training was due to start after 10 o'clock that night. I left the main hall early, so I wouldn't be late. What time was that? Let me see. It takes about 20 minutes to walk between the main hall and the inner temple. So I would have left at about 9:40 p.m., I think. I'm sorry, Iris, but lying just doesn't suit you. Huh? Now, you say you left the main hall at 9:40 p.m., but what you say doesn't add up with this. Yeah, you rang the bell, didn't you? You yourself testified to the contrary, don't you remember? You said you rang the lights out bell at 10 o'clock that night. Ah. Plus, only moments before you rang that bell, you were seen in the main hall by the most reliable witness I have. Who's that? Me. Oh, it was me. Mr. Wright. We even spoke a little that evening. That's when you gave me this. Surely you haven't forgotten? No, that's right. I remember. And that brings us to another puzzling fact, Iris. At 10 o'clock on the night of the murder, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time. It's time you told me exactly what's been going on, Iris. So far I've managed to prove 2 things. First, on the night of the incident, you were at the inner temple. And second, at the exact same time, you were ringing the bell at Hazakura Temple. There's only one possible explanation of this apparent impossibility. There were 2 of you. On the night of the incident, you were seen in 2 different places at the same time, which means there must have been 2 of you. I can't think of any other explanation, Iris. But that's crazy. How could that be? There's only 1 of me. It's impossible. Impossible? I wonder. The way you're trembling certainly seems to suggest otherwise. You're seriously trying to suggest there's more than 1 of me? Then show me the evidence. Show me something that proves there's more than 1 of me. There's Dahlia. She's dead though, so I don't know. Unless there's like a fake dead body or something, and the real Dahlia escaped? I don't know. I have a firm grasp of the situation now, Iris. You have a sister, don't you? A twin sister, perhaps? That's right. Dahlia Hawthorne, a woman I know only too well. I had no idea you knew of her. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. But she's no longer... Yes, I know. Her sentence was carried out recently, wasn't it? I'm sorry. Thank you. There's no need to explain now, is there, Iris? The second you was here at the temple the night of the murder, it was your twin sister, Dahlia Hawthorne. But you just said it yourself a second ago. My sister dead. Have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten this, Iris? This is a channeling dojo, a training ground, a current channeling technique. That night, someone channeled Dahlia's spirit, and you knew about it. And that's the secret you've been trying to hide from me. Wow! Okay, so it's obvious. Someone else channeled Dahlia, because Dahlia's dead. So she's a ghost instead. Yeah. I was in my room in the main hall that night. As soon as I heard that I'd been spotted in her temple, I knew. I knew it was my sister, Dahlia, the other half of me who passed away last month. Just as I suspected. The Iris that Sister Bikini saw in her temple on the night of the murder. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Why didn't you tell me this before? Because my sister always does the right thing. Excuse me? And because I mustn't get in the way of what she's trying to do. I already betrayed her once before. I can't do it again. You betrayed her? What do you mean? That's why I have to accept I may be found guilty. It's the only way. What is she talking about? You know about it, don't you, Mr. Wright? About the fake kidnapping that took place here on Eagle Mountain 11 years ago. That was the start of it all. It's what started her down that twisted path. She started to commit crime after crime, and in the end, she lost her life. It's all because I betrayed her. Now, how did you betray her, Iris? It was no coincidence that Eagle Mountain is where the exchange was to take place. After all, I helped plan the whole thing. What? But I got scared, so I ran away. What are you talking about? Why would you help her? Stealing $2 million from your own father, that's awful. But I promised that I'd help. And she didn't do it for the money. Huh? It was revenge on our father. Revenge? Such a lust for revenge! What do you mean by revenge? He was a hideous man. He threw our mother away and then sent her to hell. Her mother? She must be talking about Morgan Fay. Our mother was the eldest daughter of the main branch of the May Fay family. The May family had a lot of influence in many business and political circles at the time. As the eldest daughter, our mother was set to inherit all of that as the next master. That's the reason our father married our mother in the first place, for power. But his plan backfired, because our mother's sister took it all from her. She took over as the master of Kurain. And that would be Mr. Fay, Mai's mother. But before long, the credibility of the Kurain tradition hit rock bottom. The new master, Misty Fay, made a terrible mistake. It was during the investigation of the DL6 incident. After that happened, our father took me and my twin sister away, leaving our mother and our home behind. He hated the place. He said it was a hick dive and that he had no reason to stay there. And that's why you came here to Hazakura Temple? Yes, the woman my father took as his next wife already had a daughter, Valerie. I had no place in his new family, you see. Oh. And I haven't seen my mother once since then. Having the master's seat stolen from her and being rejected by her own family. I've heard she's been very battered, spiritually and emotionally. I think I'm finally beginning to see how the pieces fit together. I have asked her everything I can in my capacity as a prosecutor. This incident, everything related to it goes back to the history of the Fey clan. That's what it looks like. Iris, there's just one more thing I want you to tell me. What is it? during the incident in which your sister Dahlia Hawthorne poisoned a lawyer. She began a relationship with a certain college student in order to hide the evidence. That college student. Have you heard anything about him? Well, I did hear one thing. She said she hated his guts. I see. Thank you for your help. You're welcome. Hurry up, Phoenix Wright. There's still much more to investigate. Leave these locks to me. I'll open them for you, I promise. Well, thank you. I suppose I better continue my investigation. There's still one giant secret left to unlock. Pearl's Cyclocks. Alright, let's go. Let's go! Pearls! Look at that, they really did make a firearm right in the front of the shack. Ow! Mr. Nick! Ha! You're too late, Nick. You came here for one of our potatoes, we've already polished them all off. I think I pretty much got all the evidence I need. Now I just need to find out what Pearls is hiding. We must find out the truth from the little girl. After dinner the night of the murder, you were supposed to be in Elise Duxton's room, reading a book together, correct? Yes, I was so happy when she invited me, but I didn't go in in the end. You didn't go? No, there's somewhere else I had to go instead. I was so worried I had to go. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was so nervous. So Pearls never went to Miss Duxton's room. Because she was too worried about something or someone else. Pearls. On the night of the murder, you went to this place, didn't you? I mean, it's kinda obvious because she was stuck here this whole time. She went to the inner temple. You went here, didn't you, Pearls? No? Oh, damn it! This is where you went because you were so worried, right? The next question is, who or what were you so worried about? Okay, maybe it is right? I don't know. I'm gonna take a guess and you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, okay? You mean, you know? If I'm right, will you tell me the whole truth? Nothing but the truth? Okay. You went to this place for one very simple reason, and that is this. To check on Maya? It's obvious what you were so worried about, Pearls. It was Maya, wasn't it? Okay, so I wasn't wrong. It was like a two-part, kind of thing. You knew the training Maya was undertaking was dangerous. After all, it was a special course. I signed up for your special course. Oh, my. How brave. Don't blame me if you frickin' die. Freeze to death. Sister Bikini scared you with what she said, didn't she? And because it was you who introduced Hazakura Temple to Maya in the first place, you felt responsible, didn't you? Thinking about what could happen to Mystic Maya made me more and more worried. I couldn't sit still at all. That's why I decided to go and find out how she was doing at the inner temple. Well, then we're clear now that you went to the inner temple that night, Pearls. What's not clear is what happened after that. About what time was it when you headed over to the inner temple? It was probably around 9:30 when I left the main hall. I heard the real training was supposed to start at 10. I wanted to get there before it started. But there was so much snow, and I didn't get there until after 10 o'clock. And so after 10, how did you know what time it was? Because I heard the bell ringing for lights out. She heard the lights out bell. The Hazakura Temple's bell is pretty small though, isn't it? You must have really good hearing. I was really trying to pick up the sound of the bell, that's all. I didn't want to miss it. That would be terrible. She was trying to hear the bell. Well, tell me, Pearls, why were you so worried about hearing that bell? Huh? Oh, I think I know why. The reason you were so worried about that bell was because of these instructions, maybe. I don't know. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. You were given some instructions to follow for that night, weren't you? I presume you recognize these pieces of paper. Where did you? In the incinerator at the inner temple. Pearls. You were following the instructions in this letter that night, weren't you? That's why you couldn't afford to miss the sound of the lights out bell. I'm speechless, Mr. Nick. You're amazing. Wow. Well, these instructions that were found in the incinerator, I believe they were written for you, Pearls. For me? No. As you can see, a large portion has been burnt, but the last section is still fairly legible. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. Who was it, Pearls? Whose spirit were you supposed to be channeling? Taking into account the author of the note and the purpose of writing it, whose spirit would Pearls have been trying to channel? Don't overthink it, Phoenix. It's pretty obvious who Pearls was supposed to channel. The person you were trying to channel that night, Pearls, was... who's dead? There's Mia. There's the victim. But, the note could have known that Elise would be dead by then. And there's Dahlia. So there's only 3 people we can show. Mia... I don't know why Mia would be... Why would Mia be channeled? I don't know. And obviously not the victim, because how would the note know about the victim being dead? Unless they plan it out until that point, I don't know. Yeah. I think it's Dahlia. It's Dahlia, because that would explain... we just talked about, someone channeling Iris' twin sister just now, so who could do that? It can't be Maya, she's stuck in an inner temple. There's no other spirit mediums around. Iris doesn't have any spiritual power. Bikini was saying that she saw Iris in the first place, so it could only have been Pearls, the other spirit medium. That was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne. It was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? That was the name that was in the letter. It's just as I suspected. It wasn't Iris who Sister Bikini met at the inner temple that night. It was Dahlia Hawthorne. Do you know anything about her, Pearls? Do you know what kind of a woman Dahlia Hawthorne was? No. I've never heard of anyone by that name before reading those instructions. I thought so. Pearls doesn't have a clue. She doesn't know that Dahlia is her sister. Yeah, actual biological sister. What about the instructions in the letter I found, Pearls? Who wrote them? Whoever it was asked you to channel a spirit of someone you've never heard of. You must have quite a lot of respect for them. After all, you followed their instructions without question. So here's my next question. Who wrote this set of instructions for you to follow? Who knows about Dahlia? Who knows about Iris? Who knows about spirit channeling in general? And who would Pearls follow? It would be Morgan, right? It could be, I don't know, it could be Elise as well, but Elise is dead, so I don't know. I think it's Morgan. Yeah, it makes sense. Anything else that connects them, though? Morgan knows about Dahlia. Like looking at these profiles, who knows about Dahlia? No one. Except Phoenix. And Mia, I guess, but Mia's dead. Or Morgan. Morgan's the only other person who would know about Dahlia in the first place. That would know how to, channel her. So it would be Morgan. Pearls. I have to wonder about something. Or I have to wonder about something. You didn't have any idea what these instructions meant, did you? Doki doki. But you followed them to the letter regardless. Why? Because it was your own mother that asked you. That's why. How did you... I figured it out. The person who wrote you this letter was your own mother, Morgan Fay. No. Mwah. Alright, Pearls. It's time you started telling me the truth. Mr. Nick, Why is she holding back from me? I don't like this. Don't underestimate me, just because I'm a child. Huh?
If you're trying to say I followed these instructions, I'd like to see some proof.
What?
Because I don't think you have any.
She did rather say something. She'd rather say anything rather than admit to carrying out those instructions. I guess I have to produce some more evidence then. One more thing should do it. Alright, Pearls. We both know someone carried out these instructions on the night of the murder. But you're right. There's no evidence that proves it was you.
I knew it, haha.
However, I do know that whoever did it was a child.
Huh? How do you know that?
It couldn't have been an adult. No adult would have made a simple mistake like that.
A simple mistake? What do you mean by that?
I'm sure you thought you were carefully following the instructions you've been given. But you misunderstood some of the words, and this is the evidence that proves it. Okay, so this is a weird one, but I think I figured it out. You look at the instructions, channel spirit, leave everything up to her. Here's a picture of her, use it when you channel her, now you can do it. And here's the final instruction. Bravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. I mean, the master, I guess, the master of Korean village, I guess? And who's the master right now? Mystic Misty? I mean, she didn't burn up or anything. Well, what else burned up? It's this poster right here. But it isn't burned up in the fire of Hades, it's put in gravy. That's all. So there you go. It was you who splattered gravy on this hanging scroll, wasn't it?
Ah. What? Why would I do something like...
Do you remember what was written in that letter? Gravely roast the master in the fires of Hades and bring our vengeance to fruition. But you didn't know how to read the words gravely and roast among others, right?
How do you know that?
Remember the conversation you had with Miss Duxnam on the night of the murder? Perhaps we can read some books together.
Really? I'd love to. I am not very good at reading.
Hahaha, well, would you like to practice reading? Okay, so how do you read this? It says, gravely. Sure, Miss Duxnam taught you how to read gravely and roast, but what she didn't teach you is what they meant.
Gravely sound like gravy to me, and the only roast I could think of was the food.
And that's why you did it. That's why you covered the picture of the master in gravy from that night's pot roast.
To be honest, I did think it was a bit strange. I guess I really did get the wrong idea.
Well, just a tiny bit.
I really am useless. I couldn't even burn the letter properly as my mother asked of me. Such a simple thing, I couldn't even do it right. After dinner that night, I did go to the inner temple, with a pot full of leftover gravy.
The gravy.
I saw the picture on the hanging scroll near the sacred cavern. I was sure it was the master of Korain, like I said in the letter.
I see. And then?
Well, it was already way past 10 when I got there because of all the snow. So I went to the inner temple guest area.
The guest area?
Yes, I thought I could wait there until the training was over.
Why did you just go to the training hall?
Because Mystic Maya's main training had already started, I couldn't interrupt it. So I just stayed where I was and prayed for her to get through it. But then,
Pearls, did you fall asleep?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I just couldn't help it.
Hey, don't worry about it, Pearl. Who cares if you fell asleep? I fell asleep waiting for Iris too. It happens. Anyway, did you find yourself trapped in the inner temple?
Yes, when I woke up it was morning. I tried not to cry, but Dusky Bridge wasn't there anymore, and there was no one in the training hall. I thought everyone had left me because I overslept. I threw the letter in the incinerator, then I heated up the leftover gravy too, and...
Oh, okay. And let off some steam by chucking the gravy on the scroll while you cried. That must have been pretty scary for you, Pearl. I know what it's like. Nick used to leave me behind when I fell asleep at school too. Not quite something that's so trivial or experienced, Larry.
It was written right in my mother's letter. It said as soon as you hear the lights out bell, you must channel her spirit. I was on my way over to the inner temple when I heard the bell ring.
So you channeled Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit?
No. I tried, but I couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it?
I never failed at channeling someone, This is the first time it's happened. I tried and tried and I tried. Yesterday, this morning, the whole time. But I just couldn't do it.
Don't let it get you down, Pearl. It'll all work out. If you want, I'll come fly to the sky for you. Whoosh, just like that. So she never managed to channel the spirit. That's weird. Is that why you think your spiritual powers are gone?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Is there any other explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
I suppose there's one other possibility. It's not very likely, though.
Could you please tell us what it is anyway?
It could happen if someone else is already channeling the same spirit.
Someone else? What do you mean?
Well, there's only one of each spirit, right?
Yep, it's like dating a girl, Nick. You can't see a hot chick if she's already taken.
Then that would mean on the night of murder,
someone else channeled her spirit before Pearls could. Someone else channeled the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne.
I'm a failure. I couldn't even grant my mother's final wish.
Her final wish?
Yes, this letter. This is my last wish, she said. So make sure you follow the instructions carefully.
This letter. I definitely need to find out more about it.
My mother has gone to a place called a penitentiary.
Yeah, I know, Pearls. I sent her there. Haha.
I visit her every month. And last month she told me.
The time we've been waiting for has come, Pearl. There's something I need you to do for me. I hid a letter for you at our home before they brought me here. I want you to read it and do exactly what it says. It's for the good of the Fae Clan, my angel. You'll be doing a great thing. Now, listen carefully, and I'll tell you where the letter's hidden. Okay.
My mother is always so nice to me. I love her very much, even though she's definitely a horrible, evil person.
Yeah, moms will do anything for the kids, right?
She said it was for the good of the Fae Clan, so I knew I had to help her. I mean, Mystic Maya's part of the Fae Clan, so I had to be good for her too. No. That's right, isn't it, Mr. Nick?
I guess so, yeah.
There was a picture of her letter too.
A picture?
Of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Usually a picture is enough to channel someone's spirit, but this time...
Pretty weird, huh? If Larry knows anything about this stuff.
There's something else that was strange about my mother's letter. The seal on it was broken, as if someone had already opened it once before.
That sure is pretty strange. Someone had opened it already? Someone got to it before Pearls? Well, thanks, Pearls. You really helped me out.
You're very welcome. My mother is watching over us, so I'm sure Mystic Maya will be alright.
Look at that innocent smile on her face. What am I supposed to say to her? By the way, your mother's like trying to kill Maya and... Oh. Finally figured it out, have you tried? You finally realize how terrible of a crime being painfully oblivious is. Godot. The entrance of the Sacred Cavern looks like a freaking puzzle workshop. I guess he's talking about Iris and the lock-breaking effort. But it's all a waste of time. Why do you say that? Because Maya Fey isn't coming back. What? You don't know what you're talking about. How can you say something like that? It was your job to protect her, Trite. Just like it was your job to protect Mia Fey. Two sisters, caught up in the worst circumstances. I realize that, but... And you were the only one who was by their sides. You were the only one who could have saved them. But I didn't know anything about what was going on. What did I just say, Trite? Being oblivious is a heinous crime in itself. Tomorrow. We'll settle everything in court tomorrow, once and for all.
Mr. Nick, is what that man just said true?
It'll be alright, Pearls. I'm sure Maya's alive. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I know I can trust you, Mr. Nick.
My dear Pearl, you've done so well, my child, my Pearl. Okay. It's better that you don't know what you've done. I knew this day would come for you. The blood of the main family is no more. Now, finally, after all this time, the master's seat is yours. My last great wish. It seems I was just in time. Are you dead? You know, Pearl did say that, you know, her mother was watching over us or something. Did she die or something? I don't know.